Hey, Kevin here with another Flippin' Dork Flips and Finds video where I show you different items I pick up thrifting and yard selling, and I sell them either on eBay with a huge worldwide audience or more localized with bigger, furniture and things I don't want to ship, like on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. Today's Monday. I want to kind of start off the week with a couple of sales. I have not done any thrifting or garage selling this week yet because I have way too much stuff right now, and I'm working on getting it photographed and listed. I'm also still dealing with taxes, which is something I should have had even more organized when I started, but I guess it's how you learn. But I'm keeping track of everything on a spreadsheet, and we have like completely reorganized it so it makes more sense for taxes, but hopefully I'll get it done pretty soon. Okay, but a couple of sales ahead. So this one has been sitting on my desk, I think every video I've made here, and it finally sold. I bought this a while back, I think at Salvation Army. It was only $1. It's a Sony Walkman, the WM-FX241. This actually had pretty good value. I would think this is probably 90s, maybe late 90s, possibly early 2000s, but I would guess late 90s. And if it was working right, I believe this is probably about 25 to 30 bucks. But I bought it, didn't have any batteries in it, so I just assumed it probably worked. I brought it home, tried it out. It has AM/FM digital tuner on it. It works fine, and it will play a tape, but only for like 2 or 3 seconds. It'll play and then it clicks out. So something's probably messed up with it. So I had it sitting around for a long time. I finally decided I'm just going to go ahead and list it as for parts only, okay, not working for parts only. So I still put it at $14.95 with free shipping. It's really light though, and it sold. So I got my $14.95 out of it. Okay, the next sale, this is one that I almost took off. I almost was going to redonate it, and it finally sold, okay? This is a White Tails Unlimited shirt, but what I thought was interesting is that this is a NFL shirt, okay? So it's kind of like a weird get-together of NFL and White Tails, which I believe is sort of like a hunting, outdoors wear type company, I think. I'm sure it's kind of like a lot of products where they probably started with legit hunting stuff, and now they probably make most of their money off of t-shirts and stickers for the back of trucks and things like that. But anyway, it's kind of an unusual shirt. It's kind of between a jersey and a sweatshirt. It feels like a jersey. It's really flimsy like one, but then it's heavyweight, and it looks like kind of an old school football jersey sweater or whatever. Anyway, I looked this up when I found it at Goodwill. It was $3.50. And there was absolutely no comps. There was nothing whatsoever listed that was NFL and White Tails put together. So I just kind of looked at some shirts, some NFL type shirts that were kind of like this one, and then also just a rough idea of what White Tails Unlimited clothing was going for, and I decided to name my price. So I put it at $29.95. And this was way back, probably like 5 months ago. So it's been relisted every month since then. And then today someone bought it for full price, so they paid $29.95. So these will both be really easy to ship. I do need to do that because it is almost 4 and the post office here closes at 4:30. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then the rest of today is going to be back to taking photos and getting some things listed. But hopefully I'll have some more sales here the next day or two. Alright, so last night I finally got some more listings up on my eBay page. I've been really bad about buying a whole bunch of stuff and it kind of collecting, and then I take a whole bunch of pictures of all of it, and then I wait a little bit, and then I post it all in one shot, and that's really not the best way to do it. From what I've been learning, there seems to be a little bit of a correlation between posting a few items every single day and your eBay page getting more views and more action and maybe even some more sales. So I think maybe eBay wants you to be a little more active like every day. So instead of just checking sales, to actually list more items. So anyway, I put up several things that I had recently picked up this past week, and 2 of them got really good action. First one was that little PSP I showed you I got for 50 cents. I listed it. It had all kinds of offers on it. A couple of people got through to my low on my best offer, so I made counters, but none of them has actually purchased it yet. So I'm not going to consider it sold yet, but I think it's going to go quick. It's going to be really cheap to send out too. The second one here, I was able to fit it in a box I found. Nothing else would have fit in this, and then I found the one perfect thing. But anyway, it's this right here, okay? This is the Remington Wet to Straight Hair Flat Iron. The model number is, let me find it here, the Remington S-8000T. This is actually the second one I've sold. I got both of them at Goodwill. First one I think I paid $6 or $6.99. This one I believe I paid $6. And the first one, it was months ago when I found it and sold it. But it went for, I think I put it at like $35.95 or $37.95 with free shipping. And it sold pretty quickly within probably a couple of days or so. This one I put up last night, and when I woke up this morning it had already sold. And when I looked them up and listed last night, the new ones are going for crazy money. They were listed currently, and they were actually selling for about $130, $132, something like that. Pretty high up there. The used ones, there was only one listed when I put mine up last night. They were asking $50 plus shipping. And theirs was in nicer condition. Mine's a little bit marked up here, and I think theirs had the box and the manual and all that kind of stuff. Mine, it's only the thing itself. So I put it a little less. I probably should have went higher because it sold so quickly, but I put it at $34.95 plus shipping, and the person that bought it ended up paying $7.70 to have it shipped. So that's like what, $42 or $43. So I probably could have put it at about that, maybe $40 plus shipping, or even like $45 of free shipping, and it probably would have sold. So I've sold two of these. They both went quick. They both went for good money. I got them cheap, so I think I might consider this a bolo. I have no idea why people want them, why they're selling so well, but if you find one of these black wet to straight Remington flat irons, I would definitely recommend picking it up if you can get it cheap enough. But anyway, I need to go ahead and send it off, print a label for it, and drop it off at the post office, and I have some more listings I got to deal with tonight.
All right, check it out. I just got back from a late afternoon garage sale, and I found a couple of cool things. So I was walking around. They didn't have a lot of stuff. I don't know if maybe they're waiting until tomorrow morning to put most of it out, but they had a few things. And I found the two probably most expensive things they had for sale. I think they're pretty good. So this one over here is an old trunk. Pretty cool, bright blue color. The ones I've sold in the past were all black, so I'm not sure how well the blue will sell. It might take a little bit longer, but it's in pretty good shape. It's got a real cool patina to it. Blue vinyl, blue metal, and of course it's all scraped up and has a really cool patina. It's missing the lock, but it still has the leather handle, the little hinges or whatever, or clasp or whatever you want to call them, they still work. And then the interior is pretty cool, wood and kind of a fake newspaper interior. Not too bad, a little bit of stains, but the ones I've sold are a lot worse inside. So this one's actually pretty good shape. They were asking $15, but I got a little better deal on there. So I need to clean it up first and then take pictures, and I can list it locally. The way I got a better deal is I also bought this bag. As you can see, it's a really big hiking bag. And anyway, the lady said they bought this for her son to use for Boy Scouts, and she says she couldn't remember if he even actually used it. But I'm kind of looking at it, and it has a little bit of dirt on there. So either the kid played with it a little bit, or he might have used it once or maybe twice, but that's it. There's no heavy use on it at all. So it's in a really nice shape. I mean, it's a nice one. It's got the aluminum back rails and the really big padded kind of waist belt on there, and just all this stuff. Lots of pockets. Just look how bright white the graphics are still, so you can tell it's just barely been used. Anyway, the brand is Kelty. I believe the model is the Redstone 60, which I think that means it holds 60 liters of stuff. And it's pretty cool. But anyway, look at that. They were asking quite a bit on it, so that made me think it had good value. So while the people running the sale were kind of talking to each other, I kind of found a spot where they couldn't really see me looking on my phone, and I looked it up on eBay, and they're going for pretty good money. The ones I found were not quite this color, so I had to do a little more research, but they were selling for about, brand new ones were about $135 or $138, something like that. So since this one is just barely used, I think I could ask probably close to like $120 on it or something like that. So anyway, the way I got a better deal is they were asking $50 on that and $15 on this, which is $65 total. So I said, hey, if I bought both of these, could you do a better deal? And then I just stopped talking and I made them come up with the price. I was hoping they'd maybe say 45 or 50, but they come down to 55, so I decided to take it. So basically $5 off each one. So I got 10 on that, and I paid 45 on this. So this one being at 10, I think I could sell it for probably around here, if I throw it on Craigslist or Facebook, probably about $40 or $50, something like that. So I'm hoping for somewhere around $30 to $40 profit. And this one right here I got for $45. And I think because it's barely used, I could probably ask maybe $120 on it, maybe more, $125, something like that, with some shipping. Just get a big box for it, and we'll see what happens. But I think at a bare minimum, at least $100. But I'd like to get more than that. So Both of those together should be a really, really good profit for just grabbing two things real quick at a late afternoon garage sale. All right, and then yet again this morning, I found a couple more garage sales. So I picked up a whole bunch of local sales, local flip items, and then also the last yard sale was one I've actually been to before. The guy had really cool vintage toys and games, and I picked up a few things there to throw on eBay. So let me show you some of the local sales. All right, so the first one's here. It'll be real easy to see is these dumbbells. Those sell really well, especially hex style dumbbells. So I got 220, so 40 pounds there, and then 215s. These are some Reeboks here. So I have 70 pounds total. When you sell dumbbells, you can usually get somewhere around maybe 50 cents to 75 cents per pound, something like that. So I have, what, $70 worth here. So that's probably, man, I paid a little much on them. I paid 20 bucks, but I think I'm gonna try and list them for around 50, and we'll see what happens. So that'd be pretty cool to make about a $20 profit or something like that. At the same yard sale, I found this. This is a Philips, looks like it's a cassette and CD player, AZ1574. It was only $3 when I looked these up on eBay. People were trying to sell them, I think it was for $80 or $90. I don't know if I'll flip it there though. I might just try to do it locally for less than that, just try to get rid of it real quick. So I only have 3 in it, so maybe I could sell it for $45, $50, something like that. That'd be pretty good. Just get a good return real quick and not have to mess with shipping and all that kind of stuff. Okay, it's raining, so I can't really get this out, but as you can see, it's a dresser. This is the top here. Painted gray, kind of ugly. All I'm gonna do is make sure all these are lined up, and then the panel down here is kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can get in here. This panel is a little loose. I need to glue and nail that back down, but I only paid $10. So here we go. Yeah, I only paid $10 on it. So this is one of those flips where I'm not going to touch it whatsoever at all, except for slightly gluing the thing at the bottom. I'm just going to sell it. I'll probably list it locally, maybe about $55, something like that. See what happens. I assume it'll probably sell for 45 up. So that is about a 35 to maybe 50, or yeah, about a 35 to maybe $50 profit, somewhere around there. Okay, I also got, I'll just go ahead and get in here. Got a bike trainer. All right, so you put your front wheel here, and then your back wheel goes on here. It's a wind resistance. That way you can train on your bike, like on a day like today when it's all rainy and gross and everything. But anyway, I paid a little bit much on that one as well. I paid 25 bucks, but I will try to sell it locally for probably somewhere between 55 and 70, something like that. And then this last one here is super cool. All right, I got another trunk, but this one is metal. This thing is awesome. It's got a really, really cool patina. And then it's got these really nice hardware here. The interior is not good. That could probably hurt it when I try to sell, but maybe it'll come off actually. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We'll see, but this thing's really cool. I think what I'm gonna do is clean it up, and then I think I'm gonna wax it, probably put some furniture wax on there, and it'll really darken up, have a really rich patina. I only paid $15 for that. That's awesome. It might be hard to sell it for what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna try to get $100 locally for it on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. If it was at like a antique mall or whatever, you know, antique shop, you could probably get way more than that, but people on Craigslist and Facebook, they're looking for really good deals. So I don't know, we'll see. I would assume at least like $75, somewhere around there, but I'm gonna try to shoot for around 100 and see what happens. But that thing's really cool. I've never seen one quite like that, and I just thought that was so cool with that metal finish. I think that'll look really nice waxed up. So that's the local finds. Now let me go inside and I'll show you the eBay flips I found. All right, so when I left the garage sale that had all the local items, it was like 25 miles away. So I come back home, but before I stopped home, I decided to do a route around town. I've kind of figured out last year during garage sale season, and I can find sales that are not listed online on like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, Yard Sale Treasure Map, places like that. And I did find some today. Even though it's all dark and gloomy and rainy and cold, there were still some garage sales. So that's kind of what I do on a Friday morning, just to find things before other people are out and about, like on Saturday, really hitting up the garage sales. So anyway, the very first one I found, it was a lady cleaning out her mom's apartment. I think they had moved her on to like a assisted living type place.
So they had till the end of the month to move all her stuff out. She had a bunch of antiques. So a few things I kind of considered, but the one thing I really wanted to buy was this ginormous mid-century modern dresser. It had a mirror, really nice shape, except the very top of it in the center towards the front, there was a circle, maybe just a little smaller than the size of a baby food jar lid, that was just ruined. The finish was all nice, and then there's this big spot right there. So something sat on there for a long time or spilled or something and messed up the finish. But the rest of this thing was in awesome condition. And anyway, it had a mirror attached to it, and it had this piece of paper up there. It said 300. She had scratched that out. She wrote 150 on top of that. And when I walked in today, she said, today's half off. I'll give that to you for, I'd sell it to you for $75. I was thinking, whoa, that would be an amazing deal. I mean, at a bare minimum, I think I could have sold it for $200, but I probably could ask like $300 and make somewhere over a $200 profit on it. The problem was I did not have room in my van. It was full. There was no way I could have brought it home, and it was way too heavy for any of us to bring it out. It was just me, her, she was a little bit older lady, and then there was 2 other older people there, so no one else could have helped me. I tried picking up one end to see how heavy, and it was a monster. There was no way I could have done it. Plus, it was an apartment building on the 2nd story. There was this weird hallway and a staircase that had to come down, so no one could have helped me. So I took her name and number. She said she'll have it till or she has to clear it out by the end of the month. So if it doesn't sell, then, you know, maybe I could contact her again. So I don't know, we'll see. But if I could go back and make that work, that'd be a really, really good find. That'd probably the nicest dresser I'd ever found. But anyway, so I left there, and I ended up finding this really nice neighborhood. Really huge houses, like practically McMansions, and everything there was just really high end. The one garage sale I found, they even had a BMW car for sale for $11,000, and the lady that was there before me was gonna buy it. So that's probably the most expensive thing I've seen being sold at a garage sale. So I looked around. She had a lot of decorations and a lot of stuff I wasn't really interested in, but one thing that caught my eye was this. It was laying on the table. I thought it was a Sony Walkman. It's not. It's basically the same thing, but it's a different brand. I never knew how to pronounce that. AIWA, AIWA, something like that. But the model number is the TX686. When I looked these up on eBay, there wasn't any currently listed. There were other model numbers that might have been a little lower end. Some of them were only $7, $8, maybe $15, $20, $25. So I thought this one might have some good value. I eventually found it on the sold listings. It went for crazy money. I'll tell you that in a minute. So anyway, there was no price. I asked how much. She said, I'll do 3. So I got out my wallet. I only had 2 ones in there, plus some 5s and some 10s. So I said, would you do 2 on it? It's the only ones I have. Well, I was going to ask 5 and give it to you for 3, but I guess I'll do 2. So I thought, whatever, you know, I'll give you my $2. So I paid 2 because I did find one that sold this year within the last like maybe 2 months or so. It was on eBay, but it did not come from eBay, or not from the US. It was either England or Australia. But it sold for $40.88 plus $35.24 shipping. So basically $76 for one of these. Now, the main difference between mine and theirs was theirs also had the branded headphones or earbuds or whatever it was, and it had the nylon case that come in, but it was not brand new condition. It just had a few more items than mine did, so or accessories, I should say. So mine's not quite that complete, but I think I'm going to try to ask between $40 and $50 with a little shipping and see what happens. I don't know, maybe I'll get crazy money for it. I expected it would probably be worth 30, maybe 35, but if I could get like over 40 for it, I'd be very happy with that. So that was pretty cool. All right, so when I left there, I drove around, I found one more garage sale. Turns out I've been there before last year. The guy's about my age. He has all kinds of really cool toys from when I was a kid. He has some old recording equipment. The back wall had all these board games. The right wall had a bunch of video games, a lot of modern stuff, so I didn't know too much about that. A lot of old VHSs. Some of them are very interesting. I bought some there before and have sold them for good money. And then he had some DVDs. He also had some clothing and things I've bought from him before. But I decided to buy a bunch of games, and I found one VHS tape that's worth good money. So the first game I got is this. It's a Radio Shack Chess Champion 2150. Paid $4 for it, but it was in the box. I'll have to double check that it's complete, but I'm pretty sure it is because he had nice stuff. Anyway, I looked these up. I think I could sell it between $40 and $50 plus shipping. So that's a really good turnaround for $4. I've sold an electronic chess game like that before. It was nicer than Radio Shack, a little bit smaller. Paid $1. I listed it for $59.99. I don't remember if it sold for that or a little less, but it went for a lot of money. So I think the electronic chess is something to look for. Okay, I also found this game. I remember it. I thought it was older than it is. It's from 2000, so I would have already been almost graduating high school by then. So I would have been too old, but it looked pretty cool. It was only $1. He had it marked for $1. I looked it up, and I think it has pretty decent value. I could probably sell it between $25 to maybe even $35. Probably more like $25 to $30 plus shipping. So that's a pretty good turnaround for $1. I also have to make sure it's complete. Okay, this one I remember from when I was a kid. I wonder if this has a year on it. I don't know. I don't see it, but I remember my neighbors had this. I thought it was the coolest game ever. I don't even remember playing it. We probably did. I just thought the box was really cool. Even when I was a kid, I thought this was really cool. So it just always stuck in my mind. So again, this was only $1. It's kind of burned into my memory and kind of a long lost memory. So I was buying back my childhood a little bit for $1, but it actually has pretty decent value. Kind of the same thing. I could sell it for probably between $25 to maybe even $35, but probably more like $25 to $30 plus a little shipping. So that's a pretty good turnaround for $1. So I thought that was really cool. I might hang on to it just for a little bit, play around with it, and then list it. Okay, so I found one VHS tape that was worth money. Now, you're probably thinking, who in the world pays good money for VHS? Well, the trick I found is you want to find movies that never made it to DVD, that never made it to Netflix, that are really obscure. They're, kind of like cult classics, things like that. So you're thinking like sci-fi movies, ninja movies, horror movies, or scary, scary type movies. Maybe some action ones out there. Maybe there's some obscure ones out there. Even like wrestling videos, like old WWF, if you find the right ones, could be worth good money. The one I found today, oh, by the way, I only paid 50 cents for it. This one is called Trick or Treats, with an S, plural. It's from 1982. The distribution company is Vestron Video. I looked this up, and one had sold for crazy money, so I decided to buy this one. Again, remember, it was only 50 cents. The exact same video sold fairly recently. It went through auction format, not even buy it now. It went for $45.77 plus $3.99 shipping. So basically, $46 plus $4 shipping, so just under $50, and I paid 50 cents. The one problem is my condition is not quite as nice, and it was a rental. So they took the original tag off, and then they have these like rental tags that says what it is. So that might hurt the value a little bit, but I'm sure this is just obscure enough that people are still going to pay really good money for it. So I think at a bare minimum, I could probably get 35, but I am still going to try to shoot for like 40 to 45 bucks. Who knows? Maybe we'll go for more. I don't know. But that was really good. Plus, it's really easy to ship, and you can send it out media mail if you want. But anyway, that's pretty cool. So these really obscure VHS tapes are worth good money. I just sold one recently. I showed in these videos. It was a Ninja vs. Zombie movie. I paid, I think, $1, and it sold for 25. Okay, I had one sale. I think I mentioned this either earlier in this video or in the last video. I bought it last week, this Sony PSP, little tiny video game system. It was only 50 cents at a garage sale. There was no battery, no game, no charger. There was no way to test it, so I sold it for parts or repair. I don't know if it works or not. I just mentioned that in the listing. It might. I don't know. And I assumed I'd probably get maybe 20, 25 bucks, but I listed high to see what happened. I put it at $34.95 with free shipping. And a couple days ago, I got two people that gave me a $30 offer. I countered both of them at $32.50, and I never heard back. And then today, when I was at one of the yard sales, my phone went off. I looked at it, and another person gave me a $30 offer. Oh, sorry, I take that back. That was I was charging shipping, so it was $34.95 plus shipping. So they ended up buying it for $30. I accepted their offer. Plus, I forgot to write it down, but I think they're paying like $3.57 shipping or something like that. So it basically went for 34 bucks, completely untested. I have no idea if it works, but someone could use the screen out of it or the buttons or whatever and repair one that's worth, way more money. And anyway, that's a pretty good flip. Plus, it's less than a pound. It's only 6 ounces, so it'll ship really easy. And this for only, probably about $3. So I might even make my 50 cents back on the shipping. So anyway, that was a really good flip. So that was the flips and finds of the week so far. If you like these videos, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment. You guys have been doing that lately. I appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that to keep up with more of these videos. So thanks for checking it out.